Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, and in today's session we will be discussing very important numericals on solutions. These are very important for board exam and even for the competitive exam, so please do them properly. And before you start with this, you should have watched all the previous videos on solutions. Should have done that concept properly. Okay, the first thing is you read the question. It says this much gram of potassium chloride is dissolved, means small w is given as 0.5 gram. It is dissolved in 100 gram water, means the capital W is 100. And the solution originally at 0 degree, this is 0 degree, originally at 0 degree, froze at minus this. That means it's talking about freezing. That means we will write TF naught, which is original. That is 0 degree Celsius. Pure solvents is 0, and after you add the solute to it, it is TF now, and the value is minus 0.24 degrees Celsius. Right? So TF naught is given, TF is given. They are asking you to calculate the percentage ionization of the salt. Okay, and the KF value is given. So let us write the KF value also. The KF value is 1 point this much. Okay, so 1.86 we will be using. Clear? So now what formula we have for the depression? We know that delta TF naught minus, delta TF means TF naught minus TF is equal to, now first thing let us see, it is an ionic salt. When it is an ionic salt, you need to also include Van 't Hoff factor, that is I. In case it is a covalent compound, then I we take it as 1. But here we will have to use the I value. I, Kf, and this molality we use, I am opening this molality as given weight by molecular weight into 1000 divided by the weight of the solvent in grams. So now we are going to put the values, right? TF naught 0 minus 0.24. I value we will be calculating from this. That is Van 't Hoff factor, we are calculating it. So let me write this I with this color only so that you will know. We need to calculate this. KF value we will put it as 1.86, and then small w value we are putting 0.5. Molecular weight of potassium chloride we can calculate, that is 39 plus 35.5. okay, so we will add it and we will get it as 74.5 into 1000 divided by the weight of the water, that is given that is given as 100 grams. So we will put it and solve this. Fine. So you will solve it to get the value for I. Clear? When you solve this, you get the answer as 1.92. Now using this I further, we have to calculate. The question says calculate the percentage of ionization. So what is the formula for the percentage of ionization? That means it's talking about dissociation. Okay, so for dissociation the formula is alpha is equal to I minus 1 by N minus 1. This is the formula, right? For dissociation this is the formula, where this alpha is to be calculated. They are asking you calculate the percentage ionization. This is to be calculated. I value we know. What is this N value? N value is the number of the particles obtained, because when you take potassium chloride and ionize it, it will dissociate and form two ions, one potassium and one chlorine. If it is dissociating completely, then this N would have been, the total number of the particle would have been 2. But this is not dissociating completely, then we need to calculate how much it is ionized, right? So this N value will be 2. How many particles are obtained? 2. So this N you will use it as 2 and substitute the things and now solve it. I'm just trying to accommodate here so that your question and the complete answer is there in the same frame. Now you need to calculate this alpha. I we know is 1.92 minus 1 divided by 2 minus 1. So this you will solve. So if you solve it, you will get it as 0.92. This is alpha. In case they are asking you the percentage, so when they are asking you percentage, you will multiply it by 100 and you will write down the answer as 92%. Clear? So now please, the whole question is there in your screen. You can note down and practice it once again. We'll go to the next question now. Now let's move on to the next question. The question says, calculate the boiling point of 1 molar aqueous solution. Okay, 1 molar, capital M is given, density is given, it's an ionic compound, Kb is given. So one idea you have, that you have to use the formula delta Tb is equal to Kb into M. One thing I told you, it is an ionic compound. That means you also need to include I in this. You will also include I in this. Without I, you will not proceed. Now, are they talking about how much percentage has ionized? No. When they are not talking about how much percentage has ionized of potassium chloride, I, you will take it as equal to how many particles are formed of potassium chloride. Potassium chloride will ionize to form 2 ions, 1 potassium and 1 chloride ion. So in such cases, you will use I equal to 2. Depending, based on how many particles will be formed. Kb value, we know it's 0.52. Now, we don't know this molality. We need to find this molality. Now, what is molality, children? Molality is equal to given weight by molecular weight into 1000 by weight of the solvent in grams we write. Now, what do we know about 1 molar? 1 molar means 1 mole in 1000 ml. Yeah, 1 liter solution. Okay. We say that it is 1 capital M is 1 mole in 1000 ml solution. 1000 ml solution, or we can say 1 liter. Okay, but this part, that is 1 mole, we know. That means given weight by molecular weight, this part is 1. This part we know. 1000 divided by weight. We don't know the weight. Instead, we know volume and density. What is the weight? Weight is volume into density. So that we will do. Right? But this is of the solution, and this we want here the weight of the solvent. So first thing is, we will calculate the mass of the solution. What is the capital W, you can say, of the solution? Mass of the solution is equal to volume into density. This volume is 1000 multiplied by the density. So it is this much. So when you multiply this, you will get it as 1040 grams. Okay, so now we need to use the weight of the solvent. So what is the weight of the solvent? Weight of the solvent is equal to weight of the solution, that is this, minus the weight of the solute. What is the weight of the solute? 1 mole of potassium chloride was present. What is 1 mole of potassium chloride? It is 39 for potassium and 35.5 for chlorine. So that means 74.5. You will subtract from it. So when you subtract this, you will get the, the mass of the solvent. That is 965.5 grams. So this weight you are going to put over here. Okay. So in terms of kg, anyway, I am using in gram because I have already divided by 1000. So this I will put here, and you will solve this molality answer. So what molality you will get here if you solve it? It is 1.0357 molal. So this is small m. So what I have done in this part, I hope it is clear. I have calculated this molality and I am going to put it over here. That is 1.0357. Okay. What I did, 1 capital M is moles per liter, 1 mole per liter. So that volume of the solution, density of solution, using that I have calculated the weight of the solution. So weight of solution is this. From weight of solution, weight of solute is subtracted. You'll get this as the mass of the solvent. This I have used here to get the molality. Okay. So now when you calculate, you get this delta TB. Okay. If you solve this whole thing, what you get here is 1.078 degrees Celsius. Clear? That means this is delta TB. What are we asked to calculate? What is this delta TB? This is TB minus TB naught. Solution is more. Okay, that means this difference is equal to 1.078. What are we asked to calculate? TB. So what is TB? TB is equal to TB naught plus 1.078. And what is the boiling point of water? We know it is 100 degrees Celsius. So 100 plus 1.078. So if you add it, it comes out to be 101.078 degrees Celsius. This is our answer. This is our answer. Is it clear? So again, I have put the whole question in one frame. Just see if you followed. Now moving on to the next question. It says potassium iodide and sucrose. One is ionic, another is covalent. Solution of this much molar concentration. Pi is given for both individually, and they're asking you to calculate Van't Hoff factor for one, that is for potassium iodide, and its degree of dissociation. Now first let us write for potassium iodide and for sucrose what will be their formulas for the osmotic pressure. Pi. This is ionic compound. So for ionic compounds, I said you have to use this I. Okay. So this is pi is equal to I CRT. So here you will write pi is equal to CRT. Why I have not written here I? You may write, but for covalent compounds, the I will be equal to 1. So we may ignore it. So what is the osmotic pressure given for potassium iodide? This one. So it is 0.465 atmosphere. Okay, and if you see I is not given to us, I will write down here I value. Okay, and concentration we don't, it's given here 0.1 molar. So 0.1. R value, let me use R only, and I will use T because both may get cancelled. Okay, so what is pi in this case? We know it is 0.245 and the concentration is 0.1 and then R and T. Okay, let us now put this as first equation and this as second equation. Now let us divide one equation by 2. We will divide 1 by 2 equation. So when we do this, when you divide these two, what you will get? RT will get cancelled. This concentration will get cancelled. What are we left over with? Very simple. 0.465 divided by 0.245. That ratio is nothing but I. That is what? Nothing but I. Don't confuse this to be I. This is equation 1. Okay. So I, that pink color I is my Van't Hoff factor. So this I am getting the answer. If you divide this thing, you will get it as 1.898. So one part is done, that you have calculated I Van't Hoff factor. Find Van't Hoff factor for potassium iodide. We have done it. I was 1 for this, so that I is only for potassium iodide. That is very obvious. Now they are also asking to calculate alpha. What is the formula for degree of dissociation? Alpha is equal to I minus 1 by n minus 1. Alpha to be calculated. What is I? We have calculated just now. Van't Hoff factor minus 1. What is n? I told you earlier, potassium iodide will ionize and give 1 potassium ion and 1 iodide ion. So how many ions? 2. So n is equal to 2. 2 minus 1. Okay, so when you subtract it, you will get it as 0.898. This much is alpha. In case they are asking you the percentage, so percentage means you will multiply with 100 and the answer will be 89.8%. This will be your answer. Fine. Another very small but important question. See, the question is saying which of the following solutions will have the highest and the lowest freezing point of the solution and why. Their concentrations are same, right? So you find out first how many ions each one is going to form. This will be dissociating to form 2 ions, 1 sodium, 1 chloride ion. This will not dissociate. This will dissociate and form 3 ion, 1 barium ion and 2 chloride ion. That means this one is giving you 3 ions. So we know that delta TF, they're talking about freezing point, depression in the freezing point is equal to IKF into M. Right? That means molality part is same for all. Molality is same. Molarity is same, so small m also will be same. Kf is same. So ultimately this delta TF, that is depression in the freezing point, is directly proportional to I. Means depression in the freezing point is more for the one which is having maximum I. Mind it, they are not asking you the depression, they are asking you which will have the highest and the lowest. If they are asking you depression will be maximum for which, delta TF, if you are saying delta TF will be maximum for this one, delta TF maximum for this, then this, and then this. Yes, this would have been minimum if they are asking you delta TF. But now they are asking you the reverse. They are asking you which will have the maximum and the minimum freezing points. What you will write? You will write like that: highest freezing point. Maximum depression was for this. So the highest freezing point will be for glucose. Reverse. And the lowest freezing point will be for barium chloride. Okay, because this will have the maximum lowering in the freezing point. Lowering in the freezing point. From 0 it will go lower. So maximum lowering will be in this case, means minimum freezing point here and the maximum freezing point in glucose. Please understand this type of question properly. Read it. Are they asking depression or they are asking you maximum or minimum freezing point? Now moving on to the next question. It says associate. So let us do one question on association. Phenol associates in benzene to certain extent to form a dimer. Dimer means two molecules are linking together. When this much gram of phenol in this much gram of benzene and depression freezing point is given. So let us use the formula first. Delta TF is equal to I into KF into small w by molecular weight into 1000 divided by capital W in grams. So let us put the values now. This is 0.69. I, we are going to solve this I value. We will solve this I value. KF is given 1.86. Small w is given. Okay, that is 2 into 10 to the power minus 2 by the weight, the molecular weight. So molecular weight of phenol you can find out, that is 94. Phenol is C6H5OH. You can solve it. It is 94 into 1000. Yeah, this 1000 is for converting this kg into grams. This was given in kg. I multiplied with 1000, right? Because this weight was already given in kg. So this I am using as 1 only. Okay, so this 1000 was not to convert this one into kg. This I have multiplied the kg into, multiply this weight kg in with 1000 to convert into grams, right? So when I put everything and I solve this I value, okay, let's see what is the I value. This comes out to be 0.633. Yeah, you will always find if it is association, I will always be less than 1. In case it is dissociation, if it is dissociation, I will be greater than 1. So there also you'll get to know whether you are going right or it's wrong. Okay, so you got this I. Now they are asking you to calculate alpha also. So let me put this I value in the box so that this is Van 't Hoff factor we have calculated. Now alpha is equal to I minus 1 by n minus 1. This formula derivation I have discussed in my videos. Okay, so what is alpha? I we know is 0.633 minus 1 divided by 1 by. Now what is this n? In dissociation we were taking how many particles from? Here how many are getting associated? 2 getting associated. So n is 2. So 1 by 2 minus 1. Okay, and if you solve this, the alpha value comes out to be 0.734. And if they are asking you in percentage, you'll multiply and you will get it as 73.4%. Clear? This is our answer. Fine till here. So again, this is in one particular screen. Just copy down the question and practice it in your notes copy. One more question we'll discuss. Let's see the next question. The decimolar solution. Now, what is decimolar? 0.1 molar of potassium ferrocyanide, 50% dissociated, means alpha is given. This much percentage dissociated, calculate osmotic pressure. It's ionic compound. First thing, you are going to ionize it. It is K4FeCN taken 6 times. When you ionize it, it will form 4 potassium ions plus 1 ferrocyanide. FeCN taken 6 times, 4 minus. So total how many ions it is forming? It is forming 5 ions. That means N value which we were using will be 5. Okay. So now this is dissociation, we know, that is for sure. One formula we have to use is pi. Pi is equal to ICRT, right? So I and C concentration is given, R value we will use, and T the temperature one. Okay, now let us move ahead, and then when we are solving it, this pi value when we are calculating, we need first what is I. So we will solve what is I. Alpha is equal to I minus 1 by N minus 1. Okay, what is alpha here? We know in this question it is given 50% dissociated, means 50 by 100. Okay, and what is I? We don't know. And how many particles were there? 5 particles. So 5 minus 1. That means we will solve here what is our I first. So we will be calculating what is I. Okay, so when you solve it, you get I value is equal to 3. Okay, so this I value we have to put here. Now I think you can solve this on your own. Pi is equal to ICRT. You can put I value. We know the concentration. We know this R value. We know the temperature value. Okay, you can just put all the values and calculate it and write down the answer for osmotic pressure. Fine till here. I hope you have followed whatever we have discussed and practice all the numericals very nicely. These are very, very important ones. Okay. Thank you for watching, children.